First thing I remember about the Cold Grove game is our bus actually breaking down on the way to the stadium that day.
Evening playoff game between the Barnesville Shamrocks and the Dawson-Bryant Hornets.
At the time, we was a big underdog. You know, Cold Grove was the powerlifting champions of the high school league that year.
We get off the bus and we kind of see these giants, you know, they're huge white jerseys, the big C's on the helmet, and I think they threw around maybe the leprechaun jokes and this or that because we were small guys.
No one expected us to win except for us. None of us ever expected to lose, really.
They were big, very big.
But I remember my dad always said, he said, Bud, the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Our speed kind of shocked them.
And it was smash mouth, you know. We weren't big, but we stuck it to them. We caused those turnovers.
Handoff straight ahead, they'll have it, ball pops loose, and Barnesville has recovered the fumble.
We come out and jumped on top rather quickly.
Looking to punch this one, and Hunt's been on the case, and
They're chasing us, and there's no keeping up.
So never, ever count yourself down and out. There is always a chance. You have turnovers, you have this, that, this. Don't ever give up on a game. I think within the first 7 to 8 minutes, it was 21-0 us.
So he'd run a route growing up in the parking lot, and I was throwing a pass, and he had to catch it and not hit the car. So he had to catch it. All the way up through high school, I always went back to that. Like, you know, he knew where I was going to throw it, and I knew where he was going to be, and I knew 9 times out of 10, if I could get it there, he was going to catch it.
To leave them in the dust like that, to people doubt us, for me to question, you know, should we be here, even ourselves?
And we went in and just kind of ran around them, never gave up.
You know, we took off and no looking back. That was incredible.
You don't want to lose a playoff game. Like Gabe Wells said, it's a high you never come down off of. The crowd, the town, it was just, you could not top the feeling and atmosphere.
It's still special for a small town like Barnesville or any small community to go to the playoffs. There's a different buzz in the air.
Do your job. That is the main thing. Do your job. Just play like you have all year.
When you are a little bit tired, or you got a little bit of pain, and you hear that roar and those people yelling for you, that's adrenaline. That carries you on through, and it means a lot.
The playoffs are big stakes. It's win or go home. You go in there, you play as a team, you execute, and like Dauber said, you never, ever
give up on a game.
Last one out of town, turn off the light.
You absolutely just have to refuse to lose. No matter what the score, no matter what the circumstance, believe in your heart that you can win, and go in there and just absolutely refuse to lose and fight to the end.
And as I said, this team has grit, and that's important in rivalry games and playoffs, because there's going to be some tough moments in those games, and late in the game, second half, and with our team's character, with that grit, they'll be on top, when the game's over.
Till that clock strikes 0 in the fourth quarter, you were still in the football game.
welcome onto the field the Barnesville High School Marching Band. The band is playing across the field. Ladies and gentlemen, the Shamrock Band will now perform our national anthem, to be followed immediately by the Barnesville alma mater. The Barnesville alma mater. Football, Saturday night. Grove is here for the regional playoffs.
I'd like to welcome you all to another Strauss Films live broadcast of Barnesville Shamrock playoff football tonight against visiting Cold Grove. I'm Brian Clark, and Brady Treehern unable to be here tonight, so I will be doing play-by-play, and with a special guest tonight, Athletic Director Brad Hannes.
It's good to be here, Brian. My live broadcast debut. I'm pretty excited for some Shamrock football. Strauss Films does a wonderful job, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a real good playoff atmosphere. We didn't really get that last year. We got a couple home playoff games last year, but with COVID rules and everything, didn't have the crowd that we were hoping for. But people still trickling in, but looking forward to a good playoff environment for this first round of Division
6, Region 23.
First round playoff game between the 4-seed Barnesville Shamrocks and 13-seed Cold Grove.
And I'll be honest, Brian, I thought the crowd would be a little more crowd, but Cold Grove have a long way to go, and I think with the Buckeye game, kind of might take some people away, but
I think we might get more people tuning into our broadcast here because of the Buckeye game. But
right.
Cold Grove, I think about a 3.5 to 4 hour trip.
I was talking to one of their coaches. He said it was 4 hours on the bus. I'm guessing probably 3 hours 45.
It's never a good sign when you have to go through West Virginia to get to another town in Ohio. So, going over some starting lineups, the Shamrocks will be starting on defense tonight. Starting at defensive end, number 33, Luke Taylor. Other DN, number 60, Ethan Spangenberg. D tackles tonight, 72, Quentin Lazier, and 57, Robbie Nixon. Outside backers, number 1, Tayson Starr, and number 8, Luke Detling. Inside backers, number 22, Connor Jones, number 54, Gavin Carpenter. Corners will be number 21, Spencer Bliss, and number 7, Owen Wise. And safety tonight will be number 9, CJ Hannes. Just looking at this, a couple moving around, seeing Robbie Nixon in there on D tackle. Luke Detling, normally a corner, I believe, but playing outside backer for the Shamrocks tonight.
Actually, I think that might be an old lineup, Brian. I think it's Salvador Almaraz at D tackle.
That might make more sense.
Yeah, so I think that's the only one I noticed. But yeah, Salvador making his starting debut on defense tonight.
Yeah, Almaraz a freshman, so see how he does.
For Cold Grove, they will be starting on offense. At tight end, at tailback, you have Chase Hall. Fullback, Steven Simpson. QB, Wyatt Manning. Flanker, Jaron Hicks. And tight end, Steve Easterling. And tackle, Zach DeLauder, I believe. Brad Wheeler. At guard, center, you have Brennan Meadows. And tackle, Dustin Lunsford. And tight end, Perry Kingrey. And at guard, Eli Bazell.
Yeah, and haven't seen Cold Grove play this year, but coming in with a 5-4 record, I believe. And from what I've heard, they're going to just try to run the ball down your throats. I believe they, looking at them in pregame warm-ups, have some pretty good size. And we'll look to just kind of control tempo, control the clock, looking for some long drives. I don't believe they passed the ball too much. But
No, from what I saw on film, Coach Allen shared it with me, they run the ball a lot, and it looks like they do have some weapons. And looking at their schedule, they played some tough teams. From Lawrence County, they played Ironton. Their wins are against Eastern, South Point, Chesapeake, Gallia Academy, and Rock Hill. And which they won last week to move up in the standings, and their losses are to Byrne Union, who's 9-0, Portsmouth, who's 7-3, Ironton, who's 9-1, and Fairland, who's 8-1. So they've lost to some tough teams.
yeah, and Barnesville coming in with an 8-1 record. Only lost this year to Shadyside, who also finished 8-1 on the year and was a high seed in Division 7. So, I mean, played a relatively tough schedule and beaten every team on it besides the Tigers. But
and I was telling Coach Allen the other day, I said I'd like to see us play the Tigers again. We've come a long way since that week, and I mean, anyway, our team, I think we've gotten better as the weeks have went on. So
yeah, that's what you're always looking for, especially heading into the playoffs. And
absolutely,
with this expanded playoff format, Cold Grove wouldn't have normally gotten an opportunity when it was still 8 teams in each region. But with it being moved to 16, Cold Grove gets an opportunity. And I mean, in last night's games, think I saw that somewhere where there was about 13 lower seeds that won their games and moved on. So I mean,
and I saw there was one 16 seed team that did win one game. So, and as Coach Saffield talked about all week, he says we should be playing Beverly Fort Fry this week the way it used to be in the early 90s. I know when I played it was eight teams. I'm not sure when they started it, but I don't think 16 personally. I think it's too many, but that's neither here or there.
In the old format of 8, which was 2 years ago, I guess, we would have been looking at still a first-round playoff, a home playoff game.
Right.
But now with it being moved to 16, Barnesville's in position to have 2 home playoff games. If they are to win tonight, they will be at home next week.
Yes,
which that's
big.
Well, we're down to about 3 minutes on the game clock, and neither team coming out yet. So both teams both coaching staffs apparently a little long-winded, giving each of them a pretty good speech.
Well, I think they also, because of the OHSAA, you have a set time limit of when you have to do the national anthem. So things might get. I mean, usually the band plays a little later than what they did today, so that might have something to do with it. So both teams will be making their way out here in a minute. Looks like the student section has a good crowd out here today. Here come the coaches, so I'd say the team will be right behind them.
And would like to give a shout out to our sponsors for tonight's game. We got Hissom Service Center, who's been a sponsor all year long, along with Campbell-Plumly-Milburn Funeral Home, has been a sponsor for many games. Artworks, Aaron Bruggeman, KSGR Solutions, and Something to Give, and a thank you to Strauss Films again for bringing this live stream to you. And the fans starting to rise, and here comes the Shamrocks! And Cold Grove at the same time. I don't think that was by design, but...
I wouldn't doubt it if it was done by design. You know, some of them coaches, they try to play mind games. You know that. I was talking to Jason Huntsman pregame, and he said he never thought he'd see Cold Grove walk into our opposing locker room. I think that's pretty. He said he got kind of chills just thinking about the game 29 years ago.
And if you haven't yet, Strauss Films put out a really great kind of teaser for this game, a hype film of sorts, interviewing some of those key players from the 1992 playoff team. Last time we played Cold Grove.
Getting ready for kickoff here. Gavin Carpenter looks to be the kicker. Middle of the field looks like it could be a little slippery, so we'll have to watch and see how that plays out, Brian.
Yeah, based on the weather the last couple of days, I thought it would look a lot worse, but shout out to the Barnesville goal liners and the stadium staff to get the field ready. It's looking pretty good.
I know. I think it helped today that it didn't rain like it was supposed to today, so that really helped out.
Yeah, and I checked the weather. It looks like it might hold off for a little bit. I'm hoping we get most of this game in before the rain lets loose, but be Gavin Carpenter kicking off for the Shamrocks.
And playoff football ready to start from Shamrock Stadium. Turnout to about the 28-yard line, tackled by Luke Detling, it looks like.
That was number 5, Jaron Hicks, for the Hornets. And that's where the Hornets will set up shop, and like we said a little earlier, expect them to pound the ball tonight, keep the clock rolling, keep this game
They're gonna
at their tempo.
They'll probably want to keep it out of the Shamrocks' hands.
Yeah, Barnesville... pretty explosive on offense.
Absolutely. Wyatt Raymond in the quarterback.
starting out in a tight formation.
Oh,
They'll give to the tailback, number 21, Chase Hall, and he will be stacked up at the line, maybe a gain of 2 there.
quarterback from Cold Grove's a sophomore, so they got a couple young guys here. So they might. I mean, they're going to be around here for a couple years, I think.
Yeah, it looks like the backfield we got sophomore, juniors,
right,
and most of the line, upperclassmen do have the center Meadows is a sophomore, but.
I'm anxious to see how Salvador Almaraz does on the D tackle position as a freshman there, Brian. First game starting.
Since the Shadyside game, Barnesville's done a very good job of not really letting anyone hurt him in the running game. They've given up some passing yards, but again, on second down, they're stacking up.
Gavin Gibson was the ball carrier there. I think he was stacked up by Quentin Lazier.
Yes. Stopping the Hornets. Hornets are going to have about 3rd and 5 to go on this, but
one thing I've noticed all year, it's tough to run in the middle up against the Shamrocks. I mean, you got Gavin Carpenter in there, I know, and then you have a freshman in there, but he's still pretty solid. And you have Quentin Lazier and Shepard. So
yeah, and I misspoke earlier. Gavin Carpenter back at his natural position at DN. That he did play inside linebacker due to some injuries. But
looks like a fumble
there, and that'll be Shamrock ball. Spencer Bliss with the recovery.
I thought maybe he might have been down, but I think it was coming out.
They are ruling it Shamrock ball, and that is a big early moment in this game. I think if you're Cole Grove, you're looking to control the clock and limit the turnovers. I think that's your key to the games there. Keep the chains moving. And Barnesville going to be taking over in plus territory at about the 38 of the Hornets. Be C.J. Hannes under center.
38.
He will hand off to Owen Wise, and Owen Wise up the middle, and he's going to go for a touchdown, untouched, 38 yards.
Well, there you go, Brian.
Yeah. Looking pretty easy in the early going for the Shamrocks there.
If you're Cole Grove right there, that's a dagger. I mean, you fumble the ball and they score on the next play. That's tough. I mean,
yeah, that's a killer in this early going. I think if you're Cole Grove, you're not a team that's built to fall behind too much, since you really like to run the ball. But credit to Owen Wise, found the hole, and the Shamrock line just kind of parted the Red Sea for him there. It'll be Gavin Carpenter to kick the PAT, and that's going to be blocked.
They had good penetration. That was good penetration there by Cole Grove.
Yeah, the line for the Rocks there, for as good as they were on the last play, most of Cole Grove's line got through there, and I think they had about 3 or 4 guys that could have blocked that kick.
I don't think there's nothing Aiden Van Horn could have done right there. That was just really solid penetration right there.
So with 10:19 left in the first quarter, that'll be Barnesville 6, Cole Grove 0.
And Brian, I know coming into this game, I believe Owen Wise was getting close to the 1,000-yard mark. I think that was about a 38-yard run right there, Brian. So he's played. I think from what he had 850 some coming into the game. So it could be a night where we have a 1,000-yard back for the Shamrocks.
Yeah, we had one. Well, Gage did Gage do it?
Gage didn't have it last year. It was a short season, so it was close.
Yeah.
But
his average per game, he probably would have got it. But
Gage also did a lot of receiving, too.
This will be Carpenter kicking deep again, and that's another pretty good boot. He'll be taken at the 10 by Hicks again. And Hicks up the middle. He finds a hole. And Cole Grove will have really good field position here, taking over at about the 43 for the Shamrock.
Tackled by freshman Camden Carpenter. Nice play there by him.
I think that was touchdown saving for Carpenter there.
Absolutely. For Camden Carpenter, he's a good-looking freshman. He's had a solid year. He had a touchdown in reserve play against Steubenville Catholic Central. I think he's going to have a future ahead of him.
Yeah, I'll give a shout-out to I think the last 2 8th-grade football teams have went undefeated for Barnesville, so a bright future there for Shamrock football. But Cole Grove will be taking it tight again, 2 backs in the backfield. That'll be a pitch left to number 8, Steven Simpson, and he's going to be stopped after about a 3-yard gain. And, I mean, if you're Cole Grove, I think you're just looking for about that 3 to 4 yard gain every down to keep the chains moving.
I think that's one thing I noticed is they do a lot of 4 yards at you every time. They get, and then they might hit you for a big pass.
Yeah, that's kind of the old Woody Hayes 3 yards and cloud of dust
absolutely.
type offense. It's going to be interesting to see how disciplined the Shamrock DBs are, because Cole Grove will throw out a pass like now. No one open, and Carpenter will go with the sack. Moving him back to about the original line of scrimmage. That'll be about a 2-yard loss there.
Gavin Carpenter, he's had a big season, Brian. He's one heck of a player.
Yeah. All Ohio is a junior, and
I'd say he's well on his way.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he's not picking up that hardware at the end of this year too. That'll be 3rd and 9 for Cole Grove here. See what the Hornets dial up. Be another pass here.
Looking for their tight end. Owen Wise with the interception.
That's 2 possessions, 2 turnovers for the Hornets, and definitely not the way they saw this game starting out, but a great play by Wise. Just a tad overthrown, a nice ball, but Wise just made a play in center field on it, and was able to come up with it.
That's a lot better field position they might have had from a punt, so, I mean, good play by him.
That basically serves as a de facto punt in a way.
Right.
It was going to be about 4th and 9 if it was incomplete, so works out for Cole Grove. Not much of a return, but the Shamrocks will set up shop at their own 44.
Short pass to Spencer Bliss. And
be about 6 yards for Bliss there on the screen pass. A good block there out on the edge. Just was unable to make that guy miss. And we've said it all year in here that Spencer Bliss is good for about making one guy miss per play anytime he touches the ball.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Definitely one of Barnesville's explosive athletes that they're going to look to get the ball in a lot of creative ways.
He's made a lot of guys miss on that exact play all season.
Yeah. So 8:39 left in this first quarter. Barnesville will be in the eye. C.J. Hannis under center. He'll hand off to Wise again.
Looks like you got the first down, Brian. Tackled by Chase Hall.
I think if you're Barnesville, I mean, you don't have to get too cute on offense. I mean, so far it's been working out for you. You're moving the chains and scoring, just running the ball and doing what you normally do. I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple more screen passes, but I'd be surprised if we saw anything above 10 yards passing.
Someone's got a loud bell out there, Brian. Connor Jones up the middle. It's about maybe 2 yards.
He will get stacked up pretty well there by the Hornet D. Host of Hornet defenders there.
Connor Jones carried the ball. Tackled by Chase Hall.
Going to set up a 2nd and 9 for the Rocks. Luke Taylor bringing in the play, so it looks like I think he lines up at tight end normally. So Connor and Bliss out wide. Taylor will be the tight end, and then I formation for the Rocks. Quick out to Bliss, and he will move the chains.
Gets to about the 34-yard line, Brian.
I think the cornerback on him slipped a little bit, and that allowed Bliss to make the catch and only caught it for about 5 yards, but then was able to run for about another 5 to move the sticks.
Well, there's probably going to be a lot of people slipping tonight. I was walking the field before the game, and it's pretty wet. I mean, it's rained all week here. I mean, I think there might have been one day where it didn't rain.
Yeah, tough. It's tough to make cuts on this kind of field conditions, but I see Barnesville utilizing the short passing game especially. I formation again, and he will hand off to Wise, and Wise
looks like he's bottled up for about maybe 1 yard, Brian.
Yeah, maybe one there. Not a lot going since that first initial play for Barnesville. The Hornets have done a lot better job of controlling the line and not letting the Shamrock O-line push them around or anything.
2nd down 9. Line of scrimmage to Hornets 33.
Going in the I formation again, one receiver to each side. Fake the handoff to Wise. That'll be a screen to Connor Jones, who's got a little bit of room in front of him. And he will take it to about the 24-yard line, I believe.
Nice open field tackle by Jaron Hicks for Cold Grove.
And that's going to be close, and yes, they do give it to him at first down Shamrocks.
But then again, Connor Jones, he's a straightforward runner. He's not one that's going to try to make you miss. But still a very good tackle by number 5 for Cold Grove.
Not going to make too many guys miss, but he will try to run you over. But especially if it starts to rain, I look for Connor Jones to have a lot of touches and a pretty good game tonight. And Wise will be tackled. That's a great tackle by the outside linebacker, number 8, Steven Simpson. I don't think he was fooled at all on that play. Came off the edge, I think, on a design blitz and was just able to wrap Wise up for.
So you got maybe half a yard.
They're giving him one, I think, but yeah, maybe a half yard there.
Ball at the 23.
See what Coach Blake Allen dials up here, going in, sticking to that power I formation. Does have Bliss out to the right, one-on-one coverage if they look to go to him, but they'll give it to Wise. And Wise with a solid gain there, about 4.
Nice cutback there by Wise to get himself an extra couple yards.
Yeah, there was a lot of bodies there in the middle. He saw the cutback lane and was able to get to it and get about 4 yards there. It'll be 3rd and 6 for the Rocks, but you're about in going for it territory.
Pull down territory for sure.
Little too far for Gavin Carpenter probably to feel comfortable with the field goal, but I think 2 plays to get 4 yards. I think Coach Allen feels pretty comfortable in this situation. Jones motions out right. Be a fake to Wise. Hannes rolls out to the right. He'll find Chase Connor.
I'm not sure what the flag's going to be because they let him run the play. Normally it's a dead ball.
Initially, I thought they were going to get Connor Jones for a false start, but I think he went in motion. So curious to see what this one is. If the play stands, it'll be first down Rocks. But
Spencer Bliss was wide open in the end zone. I'm not sure if CJ didn't see him.
Yeah, I think that's probably a designed rollout, and his first read is that 5-yard out, and Chase Connor had his man beat, but just was too close to the sideline. And Hannes on the year, 59% completion percentage. He's past the 1,000-yard mark with 14 total touchdowns, 9 of those being passing. So Rocks go passing a little bit more than they did last year.
Illegal motion on the Shamrocks. I'm still not sure why they let him run that play.
I think it should have been dead ball, but that motion did look a little weird to me first, and I thought everyone was waiting on the flag to come then to blow it dead, but that'll set up 3rd and...
Looks like to be about 3rd and 15.
Yep, 3rd and 15 for the Rocks.
Now you might see a long pass, Brian.
Yeah, we might see it here. Connor and Bliss down wide. Bliss will come in motion.
There you go.
Bliss running across the middle.
Screen pass.
Screen back to Wise. He's got room to run down the left sideline. Lowers the shoulder.
Looks like he got the first down.
He is tackled by the corner, number 14, Clay Ferguson. But that'll move the chains for the Rocks, and that's a great play design there.
Absolutely.
All the receivers going to the right side, and Wise was just able to sneak into the flats on the left, and he had a lot of green in front of him.
One got a beat, and that was a touchdown. That was a good tackle by Cold Grove.
First and 10 Shamrocks from the 12.
Barnesville coming in a heavy set.
Ooh.
And good job by Owen Wise just to get anything there.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be broken up there. I thought the defensive tackle was in there.
He got hit almost before he got the ball, but he was able to knock off that tackle. And
I saw a video the other day of a video where a guy caught the pitch from the quarterback and ran it back for a touchdown.
Yeah. I don't think Cold Grove was really fooled around that play, and I mean, there's not much to fool there with 2 fullbacks and a tailback.
No,
Barnesville will go in the same set with Spencer Bliss at tight end, so watch for him to sneak out.
Yep. give it to Wise, and he's bottled up there. I think he's tackled by number 21, Chase Hall.
And not a big fan of this formation from the Rocks here. I mean, the splitting out wide was working for them, but they go heavy and take all deception out of the play calling here. And Cole Grove's been able to get hits on him the last 2 plays. First play worked out for him for about 5, but
Cole Grove does have some size in their defensive front. That is for sure.
Set up 3rd and 5. They can pick up the first down at about the 3-yard line and get a new set of downs. They'll pitch left to Bliss. Bliss goes, and he will go untouched into the end zone.
Just too fast.
Yeah, great blocking there, and Bliss was able to find the seam and go up there. And I think if you're Barnesville, the key to beating Cole Grove in the run game is to run outside of the tackles for the most part. Like you said, Cole Grove with some pretty good size on the interior D-line. And Barnesville coming out with a, look at this formation for the 2-point conversion.
I think
And
Cole
we'll
Grove
get a
gets a
timeout
timeout.
from Cole Grove. I think Barnesville is going to pick that up with a reverse to Bliss. So good timeout there to make sure Barnesville didn't get a free 2 points. So
Good chance for the timeout to make sure to support our live stream and to support Barnesville Athletics. You Venmo at Barnesville Shamrocks.
Shamrocks on the scoring drive with 8 plays, picking up 5 first downs.
Another break here. Like I said, if you want to support Barnesville Athletics or the Barnesville Athletics Department, you Venmo Barnesville at Barnesville-Shamrocks. It's been Strauss Films is one of the top-notch things in the valley. So I mean, you look at all the live streams around. It's tough to beat. I'll tell you right now.
oh yeah, I love doing this up here, and the picture quality is pretty solid. Well, I guess while we got a timeout, I'll bring you the first half trivia question. I was going to wait until the quarter break, but first half trivia question, we are looking for the top 5 most individual tackles in a game. So give me the top 5. There is a lot of people tied for 5th, so we're limiting it to the top 5. But give me any of those names for the top 5 most tackles. You can respond online on Twitter at Strauss Films or email shamrockstrivia@gmail.com. So that question is live. Send in your answers. Barnesville with the 2-point conversion.
Tayson Starr.
Yeah, Tayson Starr was just able to sneak through the middle there. I think Cole Grove was caught looking at the sides where about 7 Shamrocks were.
Absolutely. And that, with 2:50 left to play in the first quarter, Shamrocks 14, Cole Grove 0.
So that'll make it 14-0 Rocks with 2:50 left in this first quarter. And already getting an answer in. We do have a correct answer here. Aaron Berger coming in with Buddy Hines, who sits at number 2 with 20 tackles against Harrison Central in 2004. That would have been his junior year, I believe.
Yes, that was his junior year.
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot. Coming in with another guess for Clay Wilson, not making the top 5. So, again, keep those guesses coming at Strauss Films on Twitter or Shamrocks Trivia at gmail.com.
Somebody go down and make a play. Let's go.
It'll be Carpenter to kick again. And gets under this one a little bit more, but yep.
Jaron Hicks is returning this one again.
Up the middle again and getting the seam again. That'll take it to about the 40 for Cole Grove.
Yeah, second time he's taking him out past the 40.
Yep, finding success just going straight up the middle there on the returns. And while teams are coming on the field, Will Dodd coming in with our number 1 answer. John Dudzik with 22 tackles in 1998
Boy, that was
Cadiz. Quick. Yeah. Got the top 2 answers on the board. Still looking for 3 through 5, and we do have 6 names for number 5.
And then you have behind them 4 names with the tackles behind that. Rounds out the top 10.
Yep, a lot of names there. Cole Grove will set in a heavy set, 3 running backs. It'll be handoff to number 21, and he's going to drag a couple Shamrock tacklers.
Chase Hall with the carry. It's about 13 yards.
That's the best play we've seen in the early going from Cole Grove there. Nice hard run from him.
First down for the Hornets in Shamrock territory at the 47.
Hornets will be set. 3 running backs in the backfield again. They'll hand off to the fullback, number 21.
It's a nice tackle
again
by Chase Connor. Gets in there and really stopped that guy from going any farther.
Yeah, I think Barnesville's going to start sending more and more pressure and blitzers just to kind of force the Hornets to go to the passing game.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be too much of a threat in the pass.
And just like here, you got C.J. Hannes being the safety. He's not even playing at the chains. He's playing in the box too. So be another handoff, and he will drag another couple of carriers. That's Chase Hall again. So riding Hall early going in this possession.
Tell you what, C.J. Hannes has played really well at safety this year. He's taken the place of Aiden Hannes, who was like
Chase Hall on the season, 25 attempts for 99 yards. That was last week, week 10. 25 for 99 and 1 touchdown in a game that Cole Grove won.
As I was saying, Aiden Hannes was a general last year in the safety position, and I feel like CJ has taken the position very well.
That'll be another handoff to the up back.
So Gavin Carpenter with the tackle.
Yep, another solid game for Cole Grove. That was number 24, Gavin Gibson, getting the carry. And Gavin Carpenter on the year on defense, 76 tackles, 17 for a loss, and 7 sacks. I mean, those are just monster numbers from a high school kid. I mean, like we said earlier, I think he's well on his way to being All-Ohio for the 2nd year in a row. And with the Shamrocks' needs this year, he's moved around to a lot of different positions on defense and offense.
Yeah, he's played middle linebacker, D-tackle, D-end. He's played it everywhere.
Be another handoff to the up back, but he will be met at the line by, I believe that was Quentin Lazier, number 72.
Quentin Lazier, he's played really well this season. He's kind of a bigger guy, but he's showed that he can be in the game the whole game and not get gassed.
Yeah, normally Lazier serves that role to just kind of eat up blocks and open the way for the linebackers to make the tackles, but that time he was just able to get off his block quickly and make the tackle, and that'll end the first quarter with the Shamrocks leading 14-0, but Cole Grove driving. Getting a couple more answers for our trivia question. Aaron Berger coming in with Adam Messenger, who is tied for 3rd with John Dudzik. So John Dudzik already said. So we got our top 3 of John Dudzik with 22, Buddy Hines with 20, and John Dudzik and Adam Messenger with 19 apiece. And John Dudzik also tied for 5th with 18. So
a couple other guesses. Danny Spazinski, he's not on this list for most tackles in a game. And Jason Lucas, also not on this list. I believe Danny Spazinski was the career leader in tackles, but he is not on the list for most tackles in a game.
I think he had about 3 years where he had a ton of tackles.
Yes.
And getting a couple more guesses. J.C. Miller not appearing on our list. And Cade Bunfill also not on this list for today. Jason Lucas not making the top 5.
I'd like to give a shout out to Tyler Jenkins for advancing to the state cross-country meet this morning at a muddy Pickerington North track. I'll tell you, it was there. The girls, they ran well. Mara Bethel, 23rd place. Aubrey Johnson was in 30th, and they placed 10th overall, I believe. And then the boys, Connor Starr just missed out. He got 22nd place. So great showing by our cross-country teams this year. And Tyler Jenkins placed 13th and will be at the state tournament or state meet next week.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's the first to do it in a while. Cross-country is a pretty storied sports program at Barnesville, but it's been a little bit. But Cole Grove set up at the 30, 2nd and 9, and they will hand off to 21, Chase Hall again. He will pick up about 4 there.
And also, another shout-out to our junior high cheerleaders. They placed 2nd today at the OBAC competition to the champion St. Clairsville. But a nice showing by our junior high cheerleaders.
Yeah. A lot of Barnesville sports programs doing pretty well. Cole Grove.
Winter sports will be starting before you know it, Brian.
Yeah, practice started this past week for girls basketball. Boys basketball started yesterday, I believe. So it's almost that season. Another pitch out to the right for Chase Hall, and he's going to move the chains and more. And he's going to pick up a good 15 yards there. that'll move the chains for Cole Grove again, and he's going to be pretty close to first and goal there.
Yeah, it
where
looks
they
like
mark
they're
him.
spotting about at the 11-yard line, it looks like.
Be first and 10 at the 11 for Cole Grove, and by far their best possession of this game so far.
First down. Line of scrimmage, the 11.
And the Hornets will be in an I, 2 tight ends to the right. They'll hand off to Hall.
Oh, he fumbled it.
Ball on the ground.
I think he recovered it, Brian.
Loose ball covered by Cole Grove.
I think he didn't lose nothing or gain anything there. I mean, it might have gave him a yard.
Balls are recovered.
Yeah, it didn't look like to me that the quarterback Wyatt Manning ever really had full control of that ball, and he still tried to hand it off, but Hall just was unable to get the handoff, but was able to recover the fumble. And like you said, I think he gained a yard because of it. So this will be 2nd and 9 from the 10 for the Hornets.
Shamrock's getting a full dose of Chase Hall this drive. I think
yeah.
He's definitely their best runner, you can tell.
And the Hornets will be in kind of a split T there. And a handoff to the up back. And he's taken down after about 2 to 3.
Looks like Steven Simpson was the ball carrier.
Simpson carries the ball. Tackled by Connor.
Set up 3rd and 6 for the Hornets. And I think, again, down 14 in the early going here. I think this is 4-down territory where you are.
Yeah, even if you have a top-notch field goal kicker, place kicker, you're gonna go for it here.
If it was still tied here, you might consider it. But, yeah, I think they got 2 plays to get 6 yards. I expect Hall to get the handoff here. And that'll be a pitch to the right for Hall, and he's going to find a hole and get a touchdown for the Hornets from about 8 yards out. That'll take the score to 14-6 Rocks.
Shamrocks might have to do something there for that defensive end position. They're not getting out to the outside there.
Yeah,
Hall's just they're having his way on the outside.
Hall broke contain, and no one else really had a shot at him. And that was a long drive there for the Hornets, and it ends in getting in the pay dirt.
I think they're double teaming Gavin Carpenter, and that's kind of putting him on hold there at the end position. So linebackers got to step up if they're going to keep pitching the ball to Hall.
Yeah, and
they're
the
going
Hornets
for 2
will
here.
go for 2.
They
Hand
hand
it
it right back
off
to
Hall
him.
right up the middle, and
I
it's going to
don't
be close.
he
I
might
think he's
have
going to
got
be
it.
short.
He might have got it. He reached. Nope.
No signal yet. No good for the Hornets.
No good.
And the Shamrocks D holds on the 2-point conversion, and that'll leave the score at 14-6 Rocks with 9:22 left in the second quarter. Yeah, I think you're right. I think we're going to see some adjustments from the Rocks on defense next time. Maybe moving Gavin Carpenter along the line, trying to confuse the Hornet D. While we got a break, I had a couple more guesses here. Got Brett Soupy Steven, which he is tied for 5th with 18 tackles in a game against John Glenn in 2004.
Which I believe would have been his senior year, Brian.
And got a guess for Brad Hannes. So you hold the all-time sacks in a game record, but not on the list for tackles in a game.
No, it's kind of hard. D-tackle, I mean, you don't get too many tackles in a game, but...
Had a guess for Logan Costello. He had a lot of career tackles, but never had a game where he had at least 18. So, again, keep those guesses coming in. I'll go over more of them next time we have a break.
Just an update for some local Valley teams in the playoffs. Shadyside's beating Fairfield Christian 7-3. Fort Fry is already up 20-0 on Johnstown Northridge.
And look at this. I mean, Derek Lucas kicking off, but the Rocks, everyone was up beyond the 30.
Well,
so
I think they saw that on film, Brian.
Yeah, looking to take advantage of an onside if the Rocks aren't paying attention. Now the Rocks will go deep.
I don't expect a very long kick.
Still going to onside it. That ball is
bounds.
going to go out of bounds. And one thing I noticed from the Rocks that they did there after they shifted, they had their 2 deep backs. I believe it was Owen Wise and Spencer Bliss came up to the second level, and they had Chase Connor and I didn't see who else it was deep. So I think on film, the Rocks are seeing that the Hornets never really kick it deep and will go for either pooch kicks or onside.
I didn't see a kicker kicking very far in pregame, so I'm not sure. And I just by watching the little film that I did watch on them, they did that little muddle thing there at the beginning a couple times.
Yeah, just seeing if they can catch the Rocks off guard, but good preparation from the Rocks, and they were ready for it. So Rocks will take over at their own 45-yard line, so pretty good starting field position. Actually, it'll be at their 50. So, yeah, we'll get a 1st and 10 from midfield.
First down from the 50.
And Hannes will take handoff to Wise. He'll go up the middle and pick up about 3 there.
Oh, and Wise carries.
A shocking score that I just saw, Brian. River already up on Monroe Central, 21-0. I thought that would be more of a game. I mean, I know there's a lot of game left, but the way Monroe Central had been playing, that one's kind of shocking right there.
Monroe Central has been playing well, but numbers just really down for them. So, I mean, they were only an injury or 2 away from being really decimated on the front. I mean, I don't know how big their roster was, but a couple weeks ago, not a lot. That'll be a reverse to Bliss, and he will be met at the line of scrimmage.
I don't think that's very legal of a tackle, but what I just saw, he was slammed.
Yeah,
What?
Barnesville fans not too happy with that one, but
looked like a suplex.
as it stands, it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Rocks, and Colgrove not fooled on that.
I believe that was 52 for Cole Grove. Brad Wheeler just Brock Lesnar, Spencer Bliss on the ground right there.
And if the Hornets can get a stop here, you might see some of this momentum shifting a little bit their way after that long touchdown drive. Hannes will be in the shotgun. Jones blocking right. He'll roll right, and he will find Chase Connor on the right. Move the chain, slips, but he will move the chains and get to about the 31-yard line. Good play there, wide open on about a 5-yard out.
Chase Connor's had a good season. He's had a few big plays for the Shamrocks. One catch last week against the Jets was a big play. And he's had 17 catches for 429 yards and 4 touchdowns, averaging 25 yards a catch.
That's a crazy average. But yeah, I think we're seeing Colgrove really selling out on trying to stop the Shamrock run, and that'll be a timeout for the Hornets. But I think we're seeing kind of what Barnesville's trying to do against Colgrove when they're on defense. You're seeing Colgrove really selling out to try to stop the run, and so far the passing game has been open.
And I think if Barnesville, their next defensive possession, if they can just adjust to what Colgrove did that last possession with Hall, their running back, who looks to be probably their best player, they should be fine. But I mean, the Coach Allen in the defensive side is going to have to adjust to that, and I'm sure they will.
Yeah, for Colgrove, that last possession's first one that didn't end in a turnover, and I think that had a lot to do with they just really rode Hall the entire time. I don't think anyone else really got a carry on that possession, and he was able to move the chains on his own.
Steven Simpson might have had 1 carry, but that was mostly Hall in that last possession by Colgrove.
Back to the trivia question while we're still in this timeout. Got a guess for Gage Hanlon, not making the top 5. He was a linebacker for a couple years. He's probably up there in career tackles, but not making it for a single game. Be a screen out to Bliss, and he's going to find a hole and move the chains again. A good play there on first down from the Rocks.
There's that play again, Brian.
Yeah, I think, like we said earlier, I think the Rocks are finding a lot more success attacking the boundaries and against this Colgrove defense. Colgrove's really tightened up on the inside on the last few runs. Hannes takes the handoff, and handoff to Bliss, who bobbled the handoff, but still able to get looks like a couple yards
He
there.
turned a
but-
disaster into a few yards.
Yeah.
I mean, as Spencer Bliss can do. I mean, he got that ball and at least got 3 yards out of nothing.
Yeah, bobbled it, but luckily never put it on the ground for the Rocks. That'll set up about a 2nd and 8 from the 18.
One thing one of the coaches was telling me before the game from Cold Grove, they said they love our stadium. They just the trees around it and how gorgeous it is down here. Just the fall colors.
Hannes will take the snap, and he will run up the
and
middle,
they-
and he will just get stuffed.
They were not fooled. 52. He looks like he's pretty. Brad Wheeler again with the tackle on that. He's the one who made that big tackle on Spencer Bliss. He made a big tackle there on C.J. Hannes.
Yeah, that moves the Rocks back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 20. And yeah, like you're saying, the one great thing about high school football is that every stadium's a little bit different. So Barnesville really has the woods and everything. Adds to the atmosphere. See what Coach Allen draws up here on 3rd down and 10. Hannes will roll out to the right. And just a little too high for Chase Connor. That ball came in hot. I don't know if he would have got the first down. He was close to the sticks, but just unable to pull that in. So an interesting call here. 4th and 10 from the 20. We'll see what they look to do here.
I just with the field conditions, I don't see him trying to kick a field goal from here.
Yeah, I mean, if you turn it over, Cold Grove's still looking at a long field to go. Kicking it, that'd be about a 37-yarder. I mean, I've seen Gavin Carpenter make those, but it's also been in a lot better condition. So it looks like the Shamrocks will go for it. Hannes will have an empty backfield. 2 receivers each side. Bliss will come in motion. They'll look back to Connor. Gets a screen, and he is mad at the line, and Cold Grove will take over. Turnover on down for the Rocks. And that was the play I think they ran earlier it got them a 1st down when they were going to the other end zone, but Cold Grove not fooled on that time.
Again, Brad Wheeler with the tackle, number 52 for Cold Grove, has stepped up big on this defensive possession for Cold
All
Grove.
over the field that last turn.
A couple more playoff updates, scores from around the valley. Buckeye Trail was down 21-0 to Fairland, and Kirtland is defeating Harrison Central 28-0.
Kirtland, that's a tough first-round matchup.
Yeah.
And that'll be a run for Cold Grove, and a good run there on 1st down. It's
Hall again.
Yeah, Hall again, picking up about 7 there, and you just mentioned Kirtland, the owner of the nation's longest winning streak, and I believe 3 straight state titles, undefeated seasons. I mean, that's just a tough matchup for anyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
First round going down there. And
Kirtland's getting about 5 to 6 yards of play here.
Yeah, we're seeing Cold Grove having some success getting positive yardage on 1st and 2nd downs against the Shamrock D.
There he is again. He
was in the backfield, but he's able to take it outside and at least get back to the line of scrimmage.
Looks like that was the Spangenberg. I can't. Nope. What is that? Luke Costello was the tackler. That's who made the tackle for the Shamrocks. 53. He's playing end right there.
This will be 3rd and 4 for the Hornets.
This is a big play here for the Hornets.
Pitch out to the right to Hall, and he will pick up the 1st down. Pick up about 6 there on the quick pitch. And starting to see this Cold Grove crowd. Decent amount of them for the trip they had to make, but we're starting to see them get more into this game. So, and Barnesville using a timeout. Defense just looking a little gassed there. And Hall is just finding a lot of success gashing them right now. Not picking up a lot of yards on big plays, but picking up a solid 5 to 6 about every time he carries the ball.
Well, I see the mistake, Brian. 53 for the Shamrocks is Ethan Spangenberg. I know that he was moving the line this week, but he was The last time they did that, he was number 60. So that's just a
Yeah.
that's just a little mistake on the roster there.
Yeah, and Spangenberg's a senior again who, like Gavin Carpenter, we've seen in a lot of different positions. I think he started as a tight end, and due to some injuries and other things, he's had to move to the line and done a good job filling in, but another pretty versatile piece for Coach Blake Allen to use. See if we have any adjustments being made here for the Shamrock defense.
Cole Grove doing what they wanted to do here last couple drives, control the clock.
Yeah, I'm sure if they have their way, this will be the last possession of the half.
Yeah.
Manning will fake the pitch, handoff, reverse, and Shamrock all over that one. Gavin Carpenter making the tackle in the backfield.
And Ryan Smith was there with him. He's finally back after about 6 weeks on the injury shelf.
Yeah, and that's a new little wrinkle we haven't seen from Cole Grove so far tonight, but the Shamrocks just making a good play on the ball and finding it. And that'll knock Cole Grove back 3 yards. It could set up a 2nd and 13, and behind the chains, not really to Cole Grove's strong suit.
That was a big play there by Barnesville's defense, getting them about 4-yard loss.
Yeah, I like that play design, but Barnesville is just a little better on defense there. This will be a pitch out to the right. And
nice play by Owen Wise.
Good open field tackle there. Hall was coming along the right side, and Cole Grove's had a lot of success on that quick pitch to the right with Hall last couple possessions.
They're doing mostly to the right. I mean, they haven't ran the ball to the left very much. I mean, it's been mostly to the right with Hall.
Yeah, and the way the ball's where the ball's at now, that's going to the short side of the field. So I think they're just trying to get body on body and not trying to really get in space.
Yeah. Big play here for Cole Grove and for the Shamrocks.
Yep. 3rd and 10.
Shamrocks, I know, would like to get the ball back before half.
That'll be a handoff to the fullback, and he is met at the line, and he will be
freshman
no gain.
Salvador Almaraz with the tackle. Coach Allen calls timeout there.
It's a good timeout there. That'll stop the clock with 2:39 left in the second quarter, and it's looking like Cole Grove will have to punt to the Rocks. So exactly what they needed to do there. Didn't let Cole Grove keep moving the chains, and Barnesville will get another possession here before the end of the half.
And if you're Cole Grove, surely you've watched enough film. You're not going to kick it to Spencer Bliss, are you, Brian?
No, you have to think they wouldn't. I mean, I don't know exactly how many return touchdowns he's got, but I know I've seen at least 3.
Yeah,
so,
I think he has 4 to my knowledge. So, I mean, surely, but you never know.
This one should be going towards the sideline if I had to guess. But
again, high school punter, they might not be able to put it where they want to put it.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And, I mean, you're not finding typically punters that can boot at 40 yards or anything. So, and Barnesville will send Bliss and Connor both deep.
Which both these guys can return the ball to the house for the Shamrocks.
Yeah, but if I had to guess, I'd say this punt's going in Connor's direction.
Yes.
But Connor extremely dangerous with the
And
ball
I
in his
believe it's
hand,
Hall
too.
punting. Their running back. Well,
and that's a pretty good boot, and that one will go.
Oh,
Was going Connor's direction,
bounced
but
right to him.
Bliss will take it. He's at the 35, 40, 45, and he will be stacked up at the 45-yard line.
Didn't have much room there on the sideline. Still a nice return.
Yep, able to get pretty good yardage there, and that'll set up the Shamrocks first down and 10 at the 45. They're on 45-yard line with 2:23 left, so plenty of time to do get a scoring drive going here.
Well, if you're Coach Allen, you want to try to get a scoring drive, time it up right, and then you get the ball right back at halftime.
Yeah, that's going to be big here. And Cole Grove did win the toss, but elected to receive, but fumbled pretty early on in that first drive.
It was the second or third play.
So we'll see C.J. Hannes under center. I believe this one's going to be a pass unless they just do a quick one. Yep. Screen pass out to Bliss.
Double
He's
pass.
behind
There he
it.
is.
Wide open. Chase Connor down the field. He makes the reception, and he will score an easy one.
Now,
Bliss to Connor for 55 yards, and there's that Shamrock quick strike offense. I mean, great play call there. Just caught Cole Grove trying to get Bliss, but I think me and you saw that one almost immediately. I mean,
I don't know that they've ran it much in the varsity, but I've seen it a couple times in JV, and it was open every time. And the last JV game it was successful, and I believe with that touchdown pass, that Spencer Bliss has a touchdown like 5 or 6 different ways this season.
that's incredible. But Carpenter will come on. Well, no. Going for 2. Bliss will pass again. Connor in the back of the end zone, and it's knocked out by Cole Grove. Great defensive play there, and that'll be incomplete.
There's a flag, Brian.
See what we get here.
I'll tell you one thing I've noticed. Cole Grove, they are going to hit you. They are hitting the ball. They are hitting
big
you.
bodies, and they hit hard. And officials discussing this one again. But yeah, going back to that touchdown play, typically when it's only Connor Jones in the backfield, that's signaling a pass, I've noticed, for the Rocks. And he gets most of his carries when Wise or Bliss is in the backfield with him, and it's just kind of a quick hitter. But that screen pass was about 5 yards behind the line, and Bliss just making a good throw on it, and Connor was wide open.
No good, no flag.
And I believe that penalty goes on the Rocks.
No, they waived it, Brian. They picked up the
flag.
flag, but it was no good. The conversion was no good, so the Rocks will be kicking off here.
It will be 20-6 with 2:13, and one thing we know about Cole Grove, I mean, they like to run the clock in a long possession, so we'll see what they have in store for a 2-minute drill, essentially. So,
yeah, I mean, if you're 2:13 left to go in the half, and Cole Grove, what their offense has been so far, and they only have 1 timeout left, so it's going to be tough.
While we're waiting on Cole Grove to take the field, getting a couple more answers. Got an answer for Jesse Stout, another one who had a lot of career tackles, but not making our top 5 for a single game. Getting an answer for Owen Oliver, another good linebacker for the Rocks, but also not making our top 5 list.
I'll give you guys some hints. A couple of names that most of these guys are in the 2000s, a couple in the late 90s, and then one in 1981. So if I want to give you guys some help, most of you guys already have Duzick, who was 98, Buddy Hines was 04, Adam Messenger 06.
And this will be a new kicker for the Rocks.
Evan Lowe,
yeah,
Brian.
A good kicker. We've seen him boot, but giving Carpenter a break, and he'll boot it down gets it to about the 17, and Cole Grove taking it right up the middle again, and a touchdown-saving tackle there.
I believe that was Corbin Wise with the tackle.
And touchdown
save. Barnesville's got to do something about their kickoff coverage, because
on all 3 times they've kicked to Cole Grove, they've taken it right up the middle, and they've gotten pretty good returns on all 3 of them. So just got to shore up that middle.
Well, it's like we said, they only have 2 minutes, but they got good field position. So we'll see what happens.
That helps a ton.
That's the 46, first and 10.
And so far, Cole Grove's kickoff returns have been like their running attack. It's pretty much right out the middle. They don't really go to the sidelines typically. And Rocks running on a late defender there, and a lot of confusion here for the Rocks. We'll have encroachment on the Rocks.
I'm not sure I saw that. I know they sent a guy in late there, but
I saw that flag, and I initially thought that they already had 11 on the field, and that was their 12th man. But
this is not how you want to start this possession on defensively for the Shamrocks.
No time going. Well, the clock is running now. We got 2 minutes now left in this first half. Cole Grove having a 1st and 5 from about the 43-yard line. And we'll get another whistle. See what this is. And the clock was running. I thought the official signaled for the clock to start, but official came in and is arguing that clock should not have been started there. Clock will be reset to 2 minutes and 12 seconds, so the clock, it should have been a dead ball there on the penalty. So giving Colgrove a little bit more time here.
First and foul.
Well, that's the advantage of not playing on Colgrove. They, from what I was told, they played on turf most of the season, so lost the footing, and that happens.
Wyatt Mannion just never able to catch his feet off the snap and just falls behind. They'll set him up 2nd and 12, so they did have that 1st and 5, but we'll see the clock continue to roll. Minute 45 left, and Colgrove in absolutely no hurry here.
No. Just from when I was playing, Brian, I mean, I played one of the muddiest games against Union Local my junior year. Both teams play through it, so you just have to do what you do.
It's affecting both teams, but we'll see Colgrove here. He will man him back to pass. He will look deep. No one there, just overthrown. Nice-looking ball, but just overthrew his receiver by about 5 yards.
Clay Ferguson was the intended receiver.
And the tough thing for Colgrove here, when Barnesville knows you're going to pass. I mean, they had 3 guys on that one receiver. I think Colgrove essentially only had 1 route going there.
Basically, they have Spencer Bliss playing back safety a little bit.
Yeah.
3rd and long here, so.
And Barnesville with the timeout left, so depending on what Colgrove does here, look for Barnesville to call a timeout and make.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Make Colgrove kick it back to him. Here, Mannion rolls out right. He's going to throw, and he's going to find a receiver, and that's going to move the chains. Just the Shamrock D over pursues, lost track of their man, and a nice thrown dot there by.
I don't even know how he got open. It looks like they had that pretty well played, but the quarterback found him for a nice play.
That was a heck of a throw by the quarterback, number 1, Wyatt Mannion. Again, only a sophomore. That was
6 foot, 180 pounds.
Rolling out to his right as a left-hander. That's a tough throw to make. And on target, and Colgrove back in business. Under a minute left in this first half. Mannion again rolls out right, about loses his footing again. Short pass there will be complete. City get out of bounds, and they will stop the clock.
Spangenberg with a nice tackle there, open field.
That was number 14, I believe, Clay Ferguson on the catch, and that'll set up a 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 3. And Spangenberg on the year, 56 tackles, 9 for a loss, and 2.5 sacks. So another one of the steady contributors for the Rocks. And the Hornets will set up shotgun, 3 receivers to Mannion's left. He'll roll out left this time, looking for a receiver, has one open. And Clay Ferguson just unable to make the catch.
This might be a holding, Brian. Yes. Holding on number 70 for the Hornets.
It's always tough when you have your quarterback on a designed rollout. It's tough for those tackles to have to just kind of let the D lineman go and just count on their quarterback being able to be quicker than the line. But so that's a good break for the Rocks there. That'll move the Hornets back to about the 41-yard line. We'll have 2nd and 18, 43 seconds left in this first half. Mannion again rolls out to his left. He'll make a throw. And just a little high.
Spangenberg again on the defensive play.
Good coverage there from Spangenberg. I think Colgrove sideline wanted a pass interference there, but I think they ruled the pass was a little too high to be catchable. I think he did arrive there a little early, but I think the pass was
I don't even think Sean Bradley could have caught that ball, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, always going to argue that call, but I like that reference. Good one there. So we got 37 seconds left, 3rd down and 18, and again, the Shamrocks still with the timeout. Not near as much time as the last time, but still, I think if they hold them here, look for them to use their timeout. Mannion rolls out. He'll find number 21.
Just Hall, Brian.
Yeah, Hall again. And that'll set up 4th down there, but stops the clock. Barnesville not having to use any timeouts, but I expect Cole Grove to go for this.
Oh, they're going to go for it. I mean, unless you worry about Barnesville getting the ball there at the 35-yard line, because Barnesville they have big plays all about them.
31.7 seconds left in this second quarter. Yeah, it's going to be tough for the Rocks. Not a lot of time to go if they get the ball back, but they still got to stop Cole Grove on this play.
I think Coach Allen called timeout
No,
here.
I believe it's Cole Grove using their last timeout.
Timeout. Cole Grove. Last timeout.
Well, we got a chance getting a couple more answers in. Getting Eric Householder is tied for 10th, I believe, on the list with 17 tackles against John Glenn in 2002. Tate Dollar and Kalen Hannis, neither one of them making our list today. So again, keep those guesses coming, and we will have another trivia question for our second half. But Cole Grove looking at a 4th and 12. I think Barnesville knows the pass is coming. Just have to make sure they got all the receivers covered. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see Cole Grove run the ball here.
Brian, is it me or do I see the Grinch in the
It's a Halloween night in the Barnesville student section, the greenhouse down there. So, yeah, I believe that looks like the Grinch to me.
My 2 boys will be ready to watch the Grinch here soon. I know it. So they love the Grinch. It's nice to see that student section come out the way that they do. They have a theme every game, and they always come out strong.
Yeah, and that's one thing that was really lost in COVID times, but glad to see it back. And Barnesville used their last time out.
I'm not sure what
Coach Allen must not have liked what he saw there.
Officials walk in when they come up and walk it. All right.
And while we got a timeout here, we got a video from Strauss Films of some big plays from Wise at Union Local. That was a pretty good game, hard fought from both teams. Both teams making the playoffs. Union Local season ending last night against John Glenn, but that's always the biggest rivalry game we have, and it's always pretty hard fought no matter how the teams are doing. But this year, both teams finishing with a winning record. So,
one thing I noticed last week about that game, Brian, was there was some hard hitting going on with that game. That's our big rival. And Union Local started off 4-0, and they kind of had some injuries, and so
Milk Bucket staying in Barnesville for another year.
Absolutely.
But we'll see Cole Grove in the shotgun here. See what Mannion can do. Mannion straight drop back. He will look middle of the field and find another receiver. That'll stop the clock while they move the chains. 27 seconds left here. Cole Grove now hustling, and again, just able to find the middle of that Shamrock defense and find the middle of the field. No one there for the Rocks.
Clay Ferguson again with the reception. He fumbled the snap.
Yeah, I think Mannion was looking to spike the ball. Mannion was looking to spike the ball, but fumbles it. And now, I think that's close. Did he get it? Barnesville arguing that he fumbled again. Officials conferring, but I think it's going to be Cole Grove ball here. No one signaled, but he definitely fumbled the first snap that they tried to spike the ball, and then hurried up and tried to spike it again, but Barnesville saying that he fumbled again. And this is about, the 4th or 5th official meeting that we've had in this first half. I think Barnesville's
after last week from Union Local, our fans are probably not pleased with the officiating right now. It's not been bad, but the delays that we had last week.
Yeah. And Barnesville was essentially setting up for defense here, I think. A couple of their players thought it was a fumble, but their sideline was waiting for ball here. But correct me if I'm wrong, this should be third down here.
Yeah, it is.
Third down and 10 for Colgrove. The 25, Mannion will drop back. He'll look deep to the end zone. And that pass will be incomplete. Bliss had a shot at it and fully extended. Was unable to make the catch. That'll set up 4th and 10 with 5.8 seconds left. So, nothing going on.
Probably going to be the last play of the half.
Oh, yeah. Should be. If your Colgrove just look to throw it up to the end zone, that should expire the half and look to make a play on the ball in the end zone.
If you're Colgrove, you just throw it up to your best athlete and see if he can get it. And if you're Barnesville, you just make sure your guys are back there ready to defend it.
Yeah, if I was Barnesville here, I'd have about a couple players at the goal line, but they're sticking within the chains.
They've been having that 4 wide receivers out, Brian.
If you're in a zone here, just make sure
Quad.
everyone's in your zone. And
Gavin
Carpenter
Carpenter.
Mannion able to avoid pressure. He'll pass and complete
that'll
it, but
that'll do it. Number 5.
Jaron Hicks with the reception, and that would have been good enough to move the chains, but stopped short of the goal line, and that will expire the first half clock. With our score at halftime, Barnesville Shamrocks 20 and Grove Hornets 6. Hard fought first half. Neither one team able to find a lot going on offense. With the Rocks' early success, it looked like they might try to run away with this game, but Grove on defense has gotten really stingy and limited the Rocks' big plays.
Yeah, and then, there's some big plays there there's a couple drives for Grove. If they don't fumble, if they don't have 2 turnovers the first 2 possessions, this could be a closer ball game. 26, it's still kind of close, but it could be a lot better for Grove if they didn't have 2 turnovers to start off.
Still anyone's game here. Well, that will end our first half. I guess I'll give you the answer since we're going to have another trivia question here. For most tackles in one game in Barnesville football history, number 1, John Dudzik with 22 against Catas in 1998. Number 2, Buddy Hines with 20 tackles against Harrison Central in 2004. Third, tied John Dudzik and Adam Messenger. Tied for 5th, we had John Dudzik, Josh Williams, Soupy Stevens, Tyler Fitzpatrick, Braden Reynolds, and Alex Mead. And then rounding out the top 10, Casey Jeffers, Justin Jeffers, Eric Householder, and Adam Messenger again. So we thank
some great players on that list.
A lot of Barnesville history there, ranging from looks like 81 to just a few years ago. But thank you all for responding to our trivia questions. We'll have another one for the second half, and we'll bring you second half action when we return.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the best band in Shamrock Country. The Barnesville Shamrock Marching Band, under the direction of Mr. David Melhook and assisted by Mr. Murray Stafford, Ms. Liza Jones, and Mr. Alex Davidson. Our show tonight is sponsored by Rumor Loudon, and we're going to include some hits from the 1980s. Our first song of this evening debuted in 1985 by the band Starship. Get up and dance with us as we play We Built This City. song was released in 1984 by the reigning Queen of Pop from the 1980s, Madonna. Give a listen now to Material Girl. Our final song came out in 1988 and was performed by one of the original American Idol judges, Paula Abdul. We hope you enjoy Cold Hearted. Let's set it up one more time for the Barnesville Shamrocks Marching Band. Thank you again for tonight's sponsor, Reno Rowdy. And the band would like to thank the Barnesville Band Boosters, R&R Catering, and E.E. Park for picking the band tonight.
First thing I remember about the Cold Grove game is our bus actually breaking down on the way to the stadium that day.
This evening's playoff game between the Barnesville Shamrocks and the Dawson-Bryant Hornets.
At the time, we was a big underdog. You know, Cold Grove was the powerlifting champions of the high school league that year.
We get off the bus and we kind of see these giants, you know, they're huge white jerseys, the big C's on the helmet, and I think they threw around maybe the leprechaun jokes and this or that because we were small guys.
No one expected us to win except for us. None of us ever expected to lose, really.
They were big, very big.
But I remember my dad always said, he said, Bud, the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Our speed kind of shocked them.
And it was smash mouth, you know. We weren't big, but we stuck it to them. We caused those turnovers.
Handoff straight ahead, they'll have it, ball pops loose, and Barnesville has recovered the fumble.
We came out and jumped on top rather quickly.
Looking to punch this one, and Hunt's been on the case, and
They're chasing us, and there's no keeping up.
So never, ever count yourself down and out. There is always a chance. You have turnovers, you have this, that, this. Don't ever give up on a game. I think within the first 7 to 8 minutes, it was 21-0 us.
So he'd run a route growing up in the parking lot, and I was throwing a pass, and he had to catch it and not hit the car. So he had to catch it. All the way up through high school, I always went back to that. Like, you know, he knew where I was going to throw it, and I knew where he was going to be, and I knew 9 times out of 10, if I could get it there, he was going to catch it.
To leave them in the dust like that, to people doubt us, for me to question, you know, should we be here, even ourselves?
And we went in and just kind of ran around them, never gave up.
You know, we took off and no looking back. That was incredible. Jagger, he just committed to Eastern Michigan for a baseball scholarship. Really proud of him and the work he's done. And he had one school, one Division II school looking at him, and we can't get the school he wants, which was Division II, and then bam, we got several Division I offers. He created options and just took off. It's been a very pleasant whirlwind. Been a blast. I'm proud as hell of him. He's worked his ass off. He's become quite a special man. Good luck, Jag. Eastern Michigan, buddy. Good job. Proud of you.
Our broadcast from Strauss Films on some Barnesville Shamrock playoff football. We're about ending halftime here with the Shamrocks leading 20-6 over the Grove Hornets. Interesting first half, to say the least. I mean, I don't think either team played near to their potential, and I don't think either team's probably happy with that first half performance, but Barnesville taking a 2-touchdown lead into the locker room.
Barnesville, they had a couple good big plays is really the big factor there. The 2 turnovers by Cole Grove. The first one leads to the touchdown from Owen Wise, and then the second one didn't really another big play for the Shamrocks, and then you have the touchdown pass from Spencer Bliss to Chase Connor.
Yeah, so Barnesville throwing some wrinkles in the offensive game plan, and Cole Grove on their touchdown, just a long drive, mostly through the ground, just riding the back of Chase Hall, who's been running tough all day, and it's been tough for the Shamrocks to stop. And I know, giving us some score updates, I heard that the last River was up 42-0 on Grove Central. I did not see that one coming.
No, now it's 49-0. And then a couple other scores. We got Proctorville-Fairland over Trail, 41-0. Caldwell is a local team that is winning. They're defeating Frontier 28-7.
Another local team, though.
Yes. And then you have Garraway beating Buckeye Local 34-2.
That's a score you don't see too often.
Fort Fry 47-6 over Johnstown Northridge.
And it looks like Kirtland up 49-0 on Harrison Central. I think some people saw that one coming. I heard Harrison was down to about 22 healthy players, with the majority of them being freshmen. So tough task for them.
And don't really have an update on the Kip Columbus versus Sims Valley, which is who the winner of this game will get the winner of it. Last I saw, it was 0-0 still, but I'm not sure if anybody's not updating the score, but that's who.
5-12 matchup.
Yes.
Winner of this will play.
Which Sims Valley is undefeated. They're 9-0. So
So, Brad, what are you looking for the Rocks to do here in the second half?
Well, what I think personally, this drive here, it's a big drive for the Shamrocks, despite being up 2 scores. But I know Coach Allen's going to want to go down and maybe make a big play here and take a 3-score lead.
Barnesville had all the momentum early, and then just as the half went on,
I wouldn't be shocked to see an onside kick here again, too, Brian.
Cole Grove was just able to kind of battle back, and neither team really seized the momentum at the end there, with the Rocks able to get a stop.
We'll see a muddle huddle again, kind of on the kickoff. They'll drop back, but expect to see either a pooch or a onside again.
There is the hands team is on the field for the Shamrocks. That kicks it right to Spencer Bliss. Buddy.
And able to be tackled.
I don't know how that's not a penalty.
Bliss getting suplexed again.
That one, the first one I didn't think was a penalty. That one I think you should have called a penalty.
Sounded like it was after the whistle, but I mean, ref was right in front of it, so no call there.
That's how kids get hurt, Brian. I
think they could have blew that dead a couple seconds earlier.
I think he did blow it dead, but I think we have number 52's trying to be Brock Lesnar, as I said earlier.
Shamrocks will set up an I formation. Connor in motion. Hannes will take handoff to Wise to the right side, and a good tackle there by
Chase Hall.
Hall all over the field on both sides of the ball for the Hornets tonight.
He has the dirtiest jersey on their team, so I mean, you've noticed on offense and defense, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, he's majority of their carries have went to him tonight, and I've seen him move all around the defense right now, lining up a middle backer for him. Rocks again in the I formation. This time Connor will go motion to the left. Fake pitch. Hannes will roll out, look to run, and he finds Bliss on the sideline. Good toe tapper in there, and that will move the chains for the Rocks.
Tell you one thing I've noticed about Spencer Bliss is he is a very, very sound route runner. He's one of the better ones I've seen for the Shamrocks since John Miller, which, I mean, he's one of the best they've ever had. So he does that out route. It's just hard to stop.
Yeah, and like I said, field conditions aren't perfect out there, so able to make sharp cuts is pretty impressive. Shamrocks again in the I formation. This will be a pitch out left to Bliss. And just lost his footing there, and Cole Grove able to get the pursuit there, and that was Brad Wheeler again on the tackle. Lost a 2.
Brad Wheeler, he's been about everywhere. I can hear the Cole Grove fans complaining. Not the fans, I shouldn't say, but the officials, I mean, they're doing what they can. I mean, they've been calling it both ways. I mean,
And Shamrock's going to be called for an illegal procedure there. That'll back them up, looking like a 2nd and 18 now. So execution on this first drive not really going according to plan.
I mean, it's high school football. You could probably call a flag every play, a holding penalty. And I said they're not going to do that. You're going to let them play. I mean, obviously, if it's a blatant penalty, you're going to throw the flag. But
so Shamrock's behind the sticks here. Looks like Bliss in the backfield. The receiver's out wide. What a catch by Chase Connor there. Throw was a little bit behind him, but he adjusted well and was able to come
I thought that was going to be intercepted, Brian. What a play there by Chase Connor.
Good coverage there from Cole Grove. It's just Chase Connor making a play there. And again, I think Hannes couldn't see him, but he had Bliss down the middle of the field wide open again. Bliss started in the backfield and ran a type of wheel route.
Despite that, C.J. Hannes showing his arm a little bit. That was a great throw on the run.
It's one of the better throws I've seen from him this season. Barnesville typically not a down-the-field passing team for the most part. But big play there when they were way behind the chain, so that'll set up a 1st and 10 at the 17. Barnesville going a heavy backfield, and another flag. Illegal substitution on the Rocks.
Coach Allen visibly frustrated by that call. I mean, looking back at his staff.
Yeah, so that's one. Once they break the huddle, you can't sub in anymore there. And I didn't see anyone come on, but apparently ref had a good view of the Shamrock sideline. So again, the Rocks behind the chains starting out. 1st and 15 from the 22. Hannes will get the snap out of the shotgun, almost loses his footing, rolls left. Able to make one-man miss, running down the left sideline. He's going to break it for a touchdown.
What a run by C.J. Hannes. I thought he was going to be tackled for a loss, makes a move, gets a good block there by Gavin Carpenter. Great run.
C.J. Hannes pulling a Houdini, making something out of nothing there. And that'll put the Rocks up 26-6 with the PAT coming. But yeah, I mean, he rolled out left and initially wanted to pass, and there was 2 Hornet defenders there, and he was just able to, I think one might have slipped, and he was just able to make the other one miss, and from there just made a good cut and found pay dirt.
Looks like they're going to go for 2.
Shamrock's going to stack backfield again. Bliss will take the snap. He will run right, trying to get the edge. And Superman jumps and gets the conversion. What an athletic play there.
Spencer Bliss showing his athleticism.
And while we got a break in the action, we'll bring you our second half trivia question. For this one, we are looking for the top 5 players in most individual receptions in a season. So most receptions in a season. We'll go with, I'll take any of the top 10. We got 18 names on here, but if you give me any of the top 10, I will give you a shout out. So again, send those answers to @Strauss Films on Twitter or @ShamrocksTrivia@gmail.com.
I bet you the knowledge at the barn knows these answers. If I were to show Joe Hissom or Nick Saffield, I guarantee it.
I'm sure they've coached a couple or played with a couple.
I don't know that Joe Hissom's coached them, but I know Nick Saffield has.
Yeah, getting the update, it looks like Sims Valley is up 7-0 in the first half, I believe.
7-0.
Again, with it not being a local game, it's tough to find updates on that.
The good thing with that, Brian, is they will have to come here if we win this game. So either one of them.
And a heck of a block there by Cole Grove.
They fumble on that.
And they will say Cole Grove recovered the fumble. They will set up shop at their own 30-yard line.
Well, kind of surprising call right there. I mean, you have the before Spencer Bliss gets slammed to the ground, but yet they blow the whistle here. So I mean, that feels like that should have been a fumble, but.
See what Cole Grove can do here. 9:15 left in the third quarter. And they'll go another tight 2 running backs. No one out wide, looking to just pound the football. And this will be to Hall, right side, and he's able to get a couple there.
Looks like it was Chase Connor with the tackle.
Getting a couple responses. Pretty obvious one coming in really quick. Jonathan Miller, number 1 on the list, with 72 receptions.
2001.
Yep. Another one I believe is on there. Nope. I got a guess for Joey Gallagher. He sits 18th on the list, so he just made
Joey
the
Gallagher
list.
is the all-time leading receiver in receiving touchdowns.
Oh, that's good to know. Mannion rolls out right. He'll find a receiver. Breaks a couple tackles. That'll move the chains for the Hornets. That was number 5, Jaron Hicks. Able to find a soft spot in the Barnesville defense, and credit to Wyatt Mannion there. Able to find him, and that'll set up a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Handoff up the middle to Simpson, I believe, number 8. He's dragged down by Orion Smith.
Looks like he'll get about 1.5 there.
Simpson's listed as a fullback, but he looks smaller than Hall, who's listed as the tailback.
Well, I think Cole Grove, they'll give carries to anyone in the backfield, regardless of their exact position. So
they remind me of John Glenn offense from when I played.
Yeah, they do kind of have that. Pitch out to the right. It'll be Hall again, and he'll get pretty close to the first down. I think he's going to be about a yard short. Set up a 3rd and 1 here.
Just short of 1 first down. 3rd down 1.
And Barnesville just really needs a play to get the crowd back into it. I mean, it's just not a lot of intensity out there right now from the sideline or the crowd. That'll be another handoff to Hall. And he looks like he got the first down there. Got stacked up, but I think he got just enough to move the chains.
Hall, he's going to get you yardage every time. I've not seen him maybe one play get a loss, but he's going forward every time.
And this Cole Grove offense is kind of lulling the Shamrock defense to sleep. I mean, I think they're going to continue to run the ball, but don't be surprised if they
they're going to have to do
sneak a pass.
They're down 3 scores. They're going to have to do something at some point. They got their quad receivers here, so it might happen right here.
Mannion rolls out to the left.
That was a good play by Spangenberg. There's a flag on the play.
Could be in the area of offensive holding. Yep, offensive holding on Cole Grove. That'll move him back 10.
Spangenberg has had a really good game.
Yeah, defensively.
Like I said, this is a golf program that works for most once in a while. That's his shit.
Mannion drops back. He'll go up deep pass there.
Intended for Hall in
the Cole Grove sideline, begging for a pass interference there, but I think the ref's ruling that one wasn't catchable either. It was a tad overthrown there, but Hall was trying to make a play on it, but it was close. That one is another one that could have went either way.
That definitely got the Cold Grove crowd barking at the officials. I mean, I think that could have been called. I mean, it was kind of an overthrow.
That one could have went either way. But as it stands, 2nd and 24 for the Hornets. And Manning drops back again, and he's just going to trip on the ground. And, he's down and hurt. This doesn't look good.
Man.
I'm going to tell you, that did not look good. I don't think he slipped. I think his leg gave out on him.
He said it's right on the 45. Well, we have an injury timeout right now. Looked like a very gruesome injury. I'm not sure if the kid slipped or if he did. Brian, I didn't really see the quarterback there. I'm not sure what happened.
I saw him drop back, and it just looked like his one leg just kind of gave out on him. And he is limping off the field noticeably, but able to be on his feet, so hopefully that's a good sign. And yeah, this isn't.
You want to get dirty or what?
Wyatt Mannion barely able to hobble off the field, and he's just not getting a lot of help being carried off the field. Well, our best wishes and thoughts to number 1 Wyatt Mannion. Had some nice throws tonight, but I don't think we'll be seeing him again. So we'll see who Cold Grove brings in at quarterback.
Hornet also bring up 3rd down, 34.
Hey, Coach Allen said is there a golf cart behind the stands? Set the shining lights.
See who comes in for the Hornets on defense here, or on at quarterback here. Not seeing another quarterback listed on their roster, but we'll try to see who.
Yeah, from what I've gathered, the Cold Grove doesn't have another quarterback listed.
And Cold Grove calling a timeout here. Yeah, no, I have their roster right here. No other quarterback listed for the offense. And honestly, on here, Wyatt Mannion, their quarterback, is listed as a running back. So they got looking like about 20 running backs.
Yeah, they're going to have to find somebody to put in there because I don't think he's coming back.
Well, funny enough, the Cold Grove roster, you're either a running back or an offensive lineman. There's no other position on here, so. We're going to best wishes to Wyatt Mannion.
Well, normally when that happens, Brian, you're going to put in your best athlete at quarterback. I mean, they might. I wouldn't be surprised if it's number 21, Chase Hall.
Just getting direct snaps, but Cold Grove in a tough spot here, sitting at a 3rd and 32
with their quarterback hurt.
Down 3 scores, and we'll see if they are able to go to the air or not. Taking the snaps is number 14, Clay Ferguson. And that'll pick up a decent amount. That's Chase Hall again, and
he got about half of it back.
Yeah. If you were going for it, you need to pick up about at least half of it, and it looks like they did. That'll set up a 4th and 15 from the 49-yard line. And Barnesville going heavy, substituting a D tackle in for a corner. In for a corner. So I think they're daring Cold Grove to go to the air here with a backup quarterback. And Ferguson takes a snap, fakes to Hall. He's going to look to pass. He's rolling right. He's being pursued by Connor Jones. And that ball's just going to sail out of bounds. That'll be incomplete, and the Shamrocks will take over at their own 49-yard line. So defense stood there, and I mean, Cole Grove just in a tough spot there, setting it at 3rd and 32 and down your starting quarterback.
Which he was throwing the ball. He had a good arm on him, but he just they really, as you can tell, Cole Grove not much of a passing team.
No, they're definitely not built to do 3rd and 32s. I mean,
no,
they definitely want to be on schedule, 2nd and 7, 3rd and 3s.
I don't think there's too many teams built to do 3rd and 32s, yet let alone Cole Grove, who just mostly runs the ball.
Shamrocks will take over. Hannes under center, I formation. He'll hand off to Wise on the counter. Wise will run hard, gets about 8. And Brad Wheeler again with the tackle. Well, that'll set up a 2nd and 3. Wise got hit about 3 yards in, so able to run hard for about another 4 there. So Shamrock's in no hurry right now. Up 3 scores and just trying to bleed the clock. And Connor Jones will get the carry. Nice. He's got a gap up the middle. That'll move the chains for the Rocks. Haven't called his name out too much on offense, but good hard run there from him.
He runs the ball hard.
That'll set up 1st and 10 from the 33. And again, just kind of letting that play clock bleed out a little bit. I formation again for the Rocks. Hannes takes the snap, handoff to Wise on the left. He'll cut back, lowers the shoulder, and able to get to about the 29-yard line.
Nice hard run by Owen Wise. I mean, still got 3 or 4 yards, but it could have been easily a tackle for a loss.
Cole Grove had really good penetration there from the interior D-line, but Wise was able to take a hit and still get a couple out of it. Hannes again, I formation for the Rocks. Hannes under center. He'll take the snap, drop back to pass. He's going to look for Chase Connor deep, and Connor's got it. And
nice throw and catch there by C.J. Hannes and Chase Connor.
I think they kind of lulled Cole Grove to sleep there. Cole Grove, I think, was just expecting them to keep running the ball and trying to keep the chain and clock moving. But good job. Connor just beats his man down the sideline, one-on-one coverage, and Hannes puts it where it needs to be. That'll make the score 34-6 with the PAT coming. And the Shamrocks will go for 2 heavy backfield with Connor Jones, Chase Connor, and Spencer Bliss all back there. Hannes under center. He'll take the snap. He'll roll right. He's looking back. Looking for Bliss, and Bliss makes the catch in the back corner of the end zone. And that'll be a good 2-point conversion, and that makes the score 36-6 Rocks. And that brings in the OHSAA running clock.
Yes,
30
points. Yeah. The clock will start running. And while we got a second here before you list some trivia answers, we haven't been on the air for a few weeks. The volleyball team finished up their season last week. In sectional play, they were sectional runner-up, and they had a good season. They bring back a lot of girls next year.
I think they return everyone, right?
Yeah, they will return everybody. And then the golf team, I'm not sure that they might have concluded by the last time we were at home, but they put on a great showing at this year. I think it was a 23-2 record, and obviously they're going to miss a lot of the seniors they have with Carter Wells, Jude Hannes, Dryden Bauman, Colton Hines, and Jeremy Humpler. So they're going to have some good kids back as well. So,
some quick trivia answers. Got the right answer emailed to me. Number 7 on the list is Aaron Smith with 42 receptions in 1992, the year we've talked so much about in this with this being a rematch of a 92 playoff game. But back to the action. Carpenter kicks it very deep. That ball's taken at about the 10 by Cole Grove. He's going to go up the middle and still able to get a decent return there, but that's far better than what
they were getting it out to about the 40 every time. That's about it looks like about the 26-yard line.
Barnesville's kickoff coverage a lot better there on that one. Cole Grove's offense takes the field. Got a couple more answers. Blake Allen was thrown out from a couple people, Corey Rush and David Smathers. He is number 5. And Craig Campbell guessed. Craig Campbell did not make the list. So.
Blake Allen with 49 catches for 765 yards in the 2006.
That was another good playoff year
yes,
for
it
us.
Was.
Cole Grove, pitch out to the right. And that was Chase Hall again,
I think that was Hall, Brian.
He is kind of their bread and butter, I think. They just want to get, like Spencer Bliss for Barnesville. Yeah. Cole Grove just wants to get the ball, and Chase Hall.
Well, as you saw last week, he had 25 carries for 99 yards. It looks like he's a workhorse.
Yeah, workhorse for this team. Cole Grove again lining up tight, 2 running backs. Takes the snap, handoff to the fullback, and nothing really going there. That'll set up a 3rd down and about 6 for Cole Grove again. So these 3rd and longs just haven't been too kind, but this one's manageable.
Yeah,
but
3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 maybe.
Yeah, might look for Cole Grove to go to the air again.
Brings up 3rd and 4 from the Hornets' 34-yard line.
Cole Grove pitch out to the left. He's got a hole there. And that'll move the chains. That was one of the few times we've seen him roll out to the left and pitch to the left and able to find the hole. And looks like we got about one more play in this 3rd quarter.
Scrolling through some playoff scores, Brian, there's a lot of blowouts tonight from what I'm looking at.
I figured that would be the case with moving to 16 teams. Cole Grove under center takes handoff to the fullback again.
I think that's Hall again.
Yep. Nothing really doing there, just unable to find any gaps there to run through. And that'll do it for our 3rd quarter with the Rocks leading 36-6 going into this 4th quarter. And Cole Grove, I mean, they just got to look to keep moving the ball. They need an explosive play, and a lot of them in quickly.
And I'm sure most of you who are watching our broadcast are probably already watching the Ohio State game, but it is 7-3 Penn State in the 2nd quarter. Kind of a shocker right there, but Ohio State only held to 3 points, Brian. I mean,
Ohio State offense is pretty explosive, so being held to a field goal in the 1st quarter.
Well,
not a great start for the Buckeye fans and Buckeyes out there.
Might get to go home and watch a little bit of the second half of that game. Hopefully, been a little less close than what it is now.
Well, I mentioned the running clock coming into factor, but as much as Cole Grove runs the ball, I mean, the clock doesn't typically stop a ton anyway.
It's been a pretty fast game so far. I mean, first half was pretty quick, and the second half, that 3rd quarter went pretty quick.
Yeah, it'll be 2nd and 11 for Cole Grove from their own 41-yard line. And Ferguson takes a snap, handoff to Hall again, and he'll pick up about 4.
Gavin Carpenter with the tackle.
Tackle on the play by Gavin Carpenter.
Sets up a 3rd, and they have it listed about 6. I'd call it about, I think it looks about a long 4, maybe 5, but see what Cole Grove can do here. Ferguson.
That pitch to the outside.
It was number 8, Steven Simpson. And he's going to be tackled after about a gain of 1 or 2.
Things are getting a little chippy, I'm noticing out there between number 52 for Cole Grove, he's been the guy who's had a couple of the later hits. I think the Shamrocks, a couple of the Shamrock players have had enough of it.
And, I mean, you hate to see that in a game that's pretty much already decided.
The Shamrocks players need to just watch what they do and keep, so they're able to play next week. You get thrown out of a game, you can't play next week.
Cole Grove under center again.
Pitch out to the left. This will be number 20.
I don't think you got it, Brian. I think the Shamrock stopped him there, short.
24, Gavin Gibson with the carry, and it does look to be short. And, Shamrocks will take over at about midfield.
Please, Connor Spencer Bliss on the stop. I'll stop him short of the first down. And Barnesville will take over. First and 10 Shamrock.
So 1st and 10 for the Rocks, and figure we'll just see a lot of ground and pound here, using the play clock, trying to get out of this game healthy and without anything extracurricular happening for the rest of it.
Absolutely.
And Shamrocks will use a timeout, actually. And Coach Allen's not happy he had to use that timeout.
Got an update from Sims Valley and Kip Columbus. It looks like Sims Valley is winning at half. Well, last update's halftime, 13-8 Sims Valley.
I know Kip Columbus has some athletes, so I knew that wasn't going to be an easy game. I mean, there are some teams that typically wouldn't have made it that I think just were a little they're tough matchups in the first round, and I think Kip Columbus was one of those.
Kip Columbus, it looks like they played a decent schedule. So, and that's why people thought this game would be close. I talked to a couple guys, and they thought Sims Valley would struggle with Kip Columbus.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't remember who Akron, St. Vincent, St. Mary had to play, but they came in as a double-digit seed. But the schedule they play is extremely tough, and
they put up a fight with Dover last night. I think Dover won on a last-second field goal.
Yeah, Dover, one of the higher-ranked teams in the state.
Right.
So, I mean, just some tough matchups, but some blowouts. Barnesville takes a snap. Owen Wise up the middle, and he'll pick up about a good 4 there.
Owen Wise the ball carrier across the field.
Coming into the game, Owen Wise had 825 yards rushing, with 7 yards attempt and 71 yards receiving with 11 touchdowns. And I would guess he's crossed the 900-yard mark. I'd say he probably
don't think he's going to quite get 1,000 tonight, but something to aim for next week's game. Hannes in the shotgun here. He'll take the snap. Another handoff to Wise. He tries to break it outside. He'll take it back in, cut back, and he might have got back to the line of scrimmage there.
Making it on the play. Paul and Wheeler with the tackle.
So we'll set up a 3rd and 7 for the Rocks. Hannes again in the shotgun. He's going to roll out left, look to pass. He's going to throw the ball to the sideline. And Spencer Bliss bobbled it and was unable to maintain control and get his feet in bounds. So that'll set up a 4th and 7.
Thanks.
Hannes again in the shotgun. Or no, Bliss back to punt. It looked like they were in a modified shotgun. I don't think Cole Grove was expecting the punt there, but this is going to be a beauty down inside the 10 at about the 6-yard line by the Rocks.
Nice play there. Nice punt. Yeah, Cole Grove definitely wasn't expecting them to punt, but puts him down deep in the end.
I didn't see it either. I mean, I didn't see that was Bliss in the backfield, and he looked like he was just in a normal shotgun almost, but that's going to leave a long field for Cole Grove to go. Barnesville getting some players in at the very end there, but clock running, and Cole Grove again in no hurry to get to the line.
I think they're more in a hurry to go home.
They're breaking this huddle with about 10 seconds left, so they're going to have to get to the line quick and snap this ball. Gets it off with one left. That'll be a pitch left. He's going to find a little bit of running room, and he's going to get a good 7 yards there.
If I
couldn't quite see, I'm guessing that was Hall. But
Hall, I'd say he's pushing the 100-yard mark again for today. I mean, he's dinked and dunked about 4 or 5 yards a time, a few big carries, but I would say he's getting pretty close.
But as a whole, the Cole Grove offense, and even the Barnesville offense, I don't think the yardage is going to be that much for either team in this. And the rain held off. For the entire game, it's just neither team could ever really find a rhythm on offense. Cole Grove right up the middle. That'll be Hall again. And Barnesville comes out with the ball, but I think they're going to blow it. I'd say he was down.
I think they're that's 2 or 3 times that's happened, so I'm not sure.
It's tough for us to see from up here,
I mean, I couldn't tell if it was out or not.
It didn't seem like there was a scramble for the ball or anything, but I'll set up 3rd and 1 for the Hornets. They'll actually have a receiver out wide to the right, I formation. And they'll just quick pitch to the left, and he's going to pick up the first down and more. And Hall, again, just able to find a little gap in the Shamrock defense and able to gash him for about 16 there. So just getting about 6 minutes left in this 4th quarter. Cole Grove working on a drive. 1st and 10 at their own 31. Handoff to the up back, and he's just going to be stuffed about at the line. And it looks like Quentin Lazier's helmet fell off, so he's going to have to come out for at least a play.
Coming down around the 5-minute mark here in the game. Again, they're pitching it to Hall, and he just gets about to the line scrimmage. Looks like he's tackled there by Salvador Almaraz.
Again, we're getting towards the end of this game. If you have any trivia guesses to the most individual receptions in one season, feel free to send those in. We'll give you a shout out. But again, at Strauss Films on Twitter, if you have a guess. Quick pitch to the right. That'll be number 8, Steven Simpson. Again, getting about back to the line. This will be set up a 4th and 9 for Cole Grove. And looks like they're bringing on their punt team.
Call in punt formation for the Hornets. Quick to the Shamrocks.
And Hall punt, and this is a pretty good boot. Taking Bliss to the left sideline and rolling past him. This ball is going to take a great Cole Grove roll. Bliss picks it up. He's going down the left sideline. He's at the 30, 35, 40, 45, taken out at about the 50. And
I saw the play.
yeah, I believe that's
definitely a block in the back on Orion Smith.
Rocks, yeah.
It was a block that really didn't need to be made, but that's what you do.
Yeah, all kinds of flags on there, and I think they're all for that.
Yes. Looks like freshman Casey Carpenter is going to come in the ball game for the Shamrocks at quarterback. Give C.J. Hannes, give him a rest for the night.
And looks like Barnesville, for the most part, has most of their starters still in besides C.J. Hannes.
I'm guessing they're going to be running the ball here with 3 minutes left in the game.
C.J. Hannes, I mean, played a great game as just kind of a game manager. Made some great throws tonight that we hadn't quite seen from him for the rest of the season.
A couple good throws to Chase Connor there. That one when he was rolling out to the right. I mean, Chase Connor made a great catch, but still, it was a great throw.
Yeah, so Carpenter will get some time in at quarterback behind the first-string O-line and getting the first-string position players, but don't expect to see him get to throw the ball in the air. It'll be handoff to Wise up the middle, and he's going to lower the shoulder and make one man miss, and he's pretty close to a first down for the Rocks.
Casey Carpenter, he's a freshman. He's got a heck of an arm. I just don't think you're going to get to see it tonight with the score is what it is. And
we've seen it earlier this year in a couple other games, but don't think we're going to get to see
a couple other kids coming into the game. Jackson Wiley. Marshall Mead enters the game.
Yeah, given the Shamrock starters a kind of curtain call.
Yeah. Marshall Mead, he's a good-looking freshman lineman, good size.
Yep.
And Camden Carpenter, another solid freshman at running back. And they're going to give him the ball. And there's Brad Wheeler with the tackle. He's probably at least had 10 to 12 tackles tonight.
Yeah, we've called his
with a couple suplexes.
We've called his name out a lot on defense. He's been all over the field for the Hornets tonight. And this next snap will take us within under 2 minutes. Second down and 12 for the Rocks. High formation for Carpenter, and he'll take the snap. Fake the handoff, and he does throw it.
Jackson Wiley
out in the flat.
Looks like he looks like he's short, Brian, about a yard.
Yep, sets up, what would that be, fourth? Sets up about a 3rd and 2 here. But, yeah, nice little play call there. I think Hornets sold out on the run again and was just able to find Wiley in the flat.
Yep, QB sneak for Carpenter. Looks like he got it.
Yeah, I think.
And I would say the Rocks are probably going to take a knee this next play.
Yep. Good push there from the Rocks O-line, and that'll move the chains, and that should about do it here.
An update on the Sims Valley. Kip Columbus scored. It's still 13-8 Sims Valley in the fourth quarter.
So yeah, that's one Shamrock fans will be keeping their eyes on for when it ends. Either way, but whichever wins there is going to be making the trip to Barnesville next week. And that game again will be on next Saturday.
Saturday, November 6th, 7 o'clock. We will be home against either Sims Valley or Kip Columbus. As you mentioned a couple times, Brian, I mean, neither team probably did as good as they wanted to. Obviously, Cole Grove loses the football game, but I don't think Coach Allen's going to be pleased with some of the things that.
But at the end of the day, it's playoff time. It's survive in advance, and the Rocks will be moving on to the second round. And I mean, can't ask for much more than that. Before I forget, a couple of the trivia answers. Second and third place was Chad Barker, 2001 and 2002, with 55 and 51 receptions. Number 4, Gage Hannes,
Number 6, Dennis Newhart. Number 8, Cade Hannis. Number 9, Bryce Allen, our defensive coordinator. And number 10, Trey Griner. So that would be your top 10 for most individual receptions in one season. For the Rocks, I can't tell you at this point who they're going to be playing. Either Sims Valley was leading, but it could be Kip Columbus. But either one of them making the trip to Barnesville next Saturday, November 6th. And obviously, as always, Strauss Films will be here with you to bring you that coverage.
Obviously, Kip Columbus probably have about a 2-hour drive, being Columbus area. Sims Valley, I'm not exactly sure. I know that'll be a little bit farther track for if they win the game. Obviously, Coal Grove had a long way to go tonight. They're going to have they end up 5-5, a good season. It looks like they're going to have a lot of kids come back next year. So I would expect you'll see Coal Grove in the playoff hunt again next year, especially if it's continued to be at 16 teams. Because I mean, you just not looks like you could go. I mean, not necessarily Division 6, but other divisions you had teams with a losing record make the playoffs. So.
And again, we want to thank Strauss Films would like to thank News 9 for allowing them to use the footage from the 92 Coal Grove versus Barnesville game for their hype video. Again, if you haven't watched that, it's on social media, but it's a pretty good watch. Short video, but pretty cool stuff. We'd like to thank our sponsors tonight, Hissom Service Center, Campbell-Plumly-Milburn Funeral Home, Artworks, Aaron Bruggeman, KSGR Solutions, and Something to Give. We'd like to thank Strauss Films for allowing us to broadcast this game for you.
Well, I would just like to thank, I'm usually not in this spot, just kind of filling in for a couple good guys that we have to do. Brady Treherne, absolutely. It's not easy for me to do, but Brady Treherne had to coach a football game tonight, and our other announcer, Corey Powell, was out of town. So next week, I'm guessing one of them will be back in the booth with Brian, but if it's me again, Brian, it was an honor and pleasure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next week to bring you another Shamrock game. And again, our thoughts go out to number 1 for Coal Grove, Wyatt Manning. Hope that kid's okay.
I didn't really see when he fell, but it looked like he did. From the way he was walking, it didn't look too good.
No, but he had a pretty good game, only a sophomore, so you hope he's okay, and our best wishes to him.
Right, and a couple of the other big players, Chase Hall, just a junior. Brad Wheeler, he was the linebacker on defense as a senior, so they will lose him. Shamrocks, look. I just got an update from the Sims Valley score. Kip Columbus has taken the lead. It's 16-13, so that game still has 10 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, so that could go either way. So regardless, it will be at Shamrock Stadium. So Shamrocks get to be at home for being the number 4 seed.
And Strauss Films will be bringing that, like we said. But for Strauss Films,
and don't forget, for those who couldn't come tonight, and to donate to Barnesville Athletic Department via Venmo. For that, having Strauss Films do these live streams, so people can enjoy it from the warmth of their home.
We appreciate you all tuning in from Barnesville Stadium. This is us signing off.